Yo, what's happening? I'm back. Trying to do some 6th gen. 6th gen's kinda weird. Weather's been nerfed severely. It's just a pain in the ass. Stealth rocks can now be, and no, entry hazards in general can basically be removed by defog now, which is basically every bird poke gets in the game. So really, the metagame's been changed a lot. I mean, megas, yes, they're useful, but they're not exactly game-breaking at the moment. But, God, there's just other things, such as paralyzation doesn't affect electric types, sporing and sleeping doesn't affect grass types. I don't know. Some of the changes in this gen just do not make sense. But I got a battle here today. I've got this team I just threw together. I'm actually trying to use Mega Kangaskhan over Mega Heracross. It's just a regular Scarf Heracross. The idea is to think them that I want to actually use Mega Heracross. But otherwise, I've got a Stealth Rocking regular setting up Ferrothorn, Rapid Spinning Tentacruel, a Specs Neuven with its speed. I would prefer a little more special attack on its side, but it seems to get what it needs to done in the team. And Politoed was just there to provide a little bit of support to the Ferrothorn, and it's just a Scarf set as well, which I changed. I've changed the team around now, but let's get into the battle. Alright, so I'm going to lead off Ferrothorn as he goes to Dragonite. Predicting the fire move, I go straight into Politoed. Politoed's going to take that for days. Thinking he'll switch into something to take an Ice Beam, I go back into Ferrothorn. But he stays in, and so he brings in Gliscor after setting up a Dragon Dance. Anyway, he immediately switches out once I get Leech Seed up, because there's no point in staying in, because it can now defog. And so I set up Stealth Rocks, and I go for the Protect, knowing I'll go for the Superpower. Now knowing that he will immediately now just switch straight out back into something, I go for the Leech, for the Spikes actually. I wasn't thinking Gliscor would come in, because I didn't think it could do much to me, but then I'm like, oh. Then he goes for the Defog, and that's when I learnt that Defog gets rid of it on his side now, not just my side. But he taunts me. This Ferrothorn actually has no attacking move, so I have to switch out. And so I go into Politoed just because it does have the Ice Beam, and there's nothing. He doesn't want to take an Ice Beam. But I figured a Hydro Pump in the Rain will hurt most, well, things on his team. But really, I should have went for the Ice Beam, which would have done neutral damage to the Ludicolo. But it comes in, it goes for the Giga Drain. I predict this and go into the Tentacruel, who with Liquid Ooze, best ability ever. He immediately switches out, realizing that it's just not worth staying in. And so I go for the Scald, do a lot of damage to that Mawile, who I thought he was going to Mega Revolve to maybe take the hits a little better, but no, he just switches out instead. So I go for the Scald again, and I burn the Dragonite, which was amazing. And that was just, burnt Dragonite, best Dragonite. And he proceeds to stay in and set up Dragon Dances. He can do what he wants. He can do. And so I just knock off, get rid of his weakness policy, which raises their attack and special attack if I hit them with a super effective move. But with multi-scale it's alright. But I know the Dragon Claw's coming or something, so I switch into Ferrothorn. I know now the Fire Blast is coming. The residual damage is racking up. He manages to get the burn on my Politoed, which you gotta figure he's gotta get something. And so he switches into a Azumarill, predicting a Hydro Pump or something, or an Ice Beam. And so I went for the Ice Beam. It does nothing to the Azumarill. And so I bring in Ferrothorn as he belly drums, and I'm like, oh well, this is a dead Ferrothorn. But I needed to sack him because I knew I could bring in my Kangaskhan now and Mega Evolve and just fake out, taking it out, and boop, down goes Zoomer. One-hitted. With the minus defense, that was guaranteed. Now, I wanted the Morwile to come in, and he brings in the Morwile, because this Kangaskhan has the power-up punch. Even though I've been intimidated, I am now at +1, as he goes for the pain split. That does quite a lot. And so he stays in something. He could have gone into Gliscor or something, and I go for the power punch again. And with the double attack, it means I hit twice, getting +2 each time after my attacks. And so now, after killing the Morwile, I am now at +5, and he brings in Gliscor, and he gets the Earthquake off. I'm very bulky now, Kangaskhan is, and with one return, it's dead. And so he brings in Dragonite. He extreme speeds, but with the burn and no pluses, it does nothing. Which I was like, ugh. I later put speed into my Kangaskhan because it should regularly outspeed a Dragonite. But I decided to power up punch to get to +6. I just wanted to get to +6. Anyway, Politoed comes in, and I'm just like, it dies to a return. That's a +6 return from a Kangaskhan. And not only was that, it would have hit twice even if it didn't kill. In comes Ludicolo, and I just sucker punched to secure the win. And that was that match. It was one of the first I had. As seen, neither nor Heracross came in. They weren't ever really needed. And the Politoed, I've replaced it on the team. Anyway, it was a fairly easy match. I mainly just outplayed him the whole time, predicting mainly what he was going to do the whole time. And the biggest mistake he did was bring in the Morwile that couldn't really touch my Kangaskhan, and just letting it be set up for her. Especially when he went for the sub for some reason. I don't know why he went for the sub, but it didn't work for him. He ended up just getting swept by the Kangaskhan, who managed to live on the 1% at the end there, which was nice. And that's the end of the match. I'll hopefully post a new match soon. Still not 100% sure on this new gen. When the metagame gets sorted out, I'll see then. But I'll see you guys later.